Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Keh-me and you are watching Milano Doll here on YouTube. First things first, I just want to address whether my eyes look like they're looking here. They're actually looking here. It's just the way that my camera is set up, it kind of looks weird, and I apologize if my eyes, do something weird throughout the video. I'm going to try my best to look at the camera and not at myself. So today's video is basically, as you read by the title, it's my outfits telling you guys a story time, and there's going to be 3 different story times. Each outfit is going to tell a different story time, and the story time is going to be inspired by a specific mood or item in that outfit. So for example, outfit one story time is going to be about a time that I had to defend or protect, and this was inspired by the cargo pants in the outfit. So before we get into each outfit itself and the story time it holds, I'm going to put up a clip here for you guys to see the outfits for yourself. So here are all the outfits. Anyone wants to come for me about being outside or quarantining, whatever, I literally shot this down the road from my house, so it's cool. I'm not really going out and I'm not being in contact with anybody. You can chill. Okay, so we're gonna dive right in with outfit 1. I'm gonna speak about the story time it holds. So as I mentioned earlier on in the video, outfit 1 story time is inspired by the cargo jeans, pants, trousers, whatever you want to call it. This is because cargo trousers kind of give off a feel of like soldiery, warish, soldier and war. That's what I get from cargo pants, trousers, jeans. And so obviously soldiers defend and soldiers protect. So I decided, why not tell a story time about a time you had to defend and or protect. So this story time is going to pertain Instagram comments and controversial topics like black culture, cultural appropriation, and racism. Now I'm sure most of you, as soon as you heard cultural appropriation, you was probably thinking Danielle Bregoli. No, it's not about whatever. However, I do think it's a bit mad what I'm seeing from her recently. It's a bit crazy what I'm hearing and whatever, but we're not going to talk about it. We are not going to talk about her. We're here to talk about something completely different. So the story starts off with my friend sending me a meme. Well, it wasn't a meme, it was a TikTok posted by a meme page. It was this Caucasian girl, and she had basically gotten braids. I can't remember if it was keh-me or like single plaits, but I think it's more like just single braids, like single plaits. I think it was more of that. And so she started off her TikTok saying, oh, I got braids, yay, whatever, Then by the end of the TikTok, she basically showed that she had shedded more hair than usual. And so I decided, let me look at the comments, because the comments is always, there is always something in the comments. So I take my nosy self over to the comments and I'm scrolling through. I'm seeing, why are everybody shouting at white people? Why can't white people wear braids? Why is everything cultural appropriation? Just a whole lot of mess. And then I see a specific comment that stands out to me, because she basically explained why it's cultural appropriation for when white people wear braids and don't give credit to the culture. What the girl basically said was how the reason why she shedded a lot of hair was because braids are a protective style made by black people, created for black hair. When you go and wear braids and your hair doesn't like react the way it should, it's because it's not for your hair type. You feel? I scroll through the replies to her comment, and I'm just seeing there's just a lot of hurt people talk about how she's racist, or why is it culture appropriation, why can't people just wear what they want, and when I say people I mean Caucasian people, why can't they just do whatever they want to their hair, why are black people so angry, the usual. And I see a specific comment by a Caucasian girl, and it stands out to me, and what she was saying was basically how everyone screams cultural appropriation when a white girl decides to wear braids or keh-me or whatever it is, but the minute a black girl goes to straighten her hair and wear straight wigs, it's not cultural appropriation. And so my comment in response to her comment was basically, I was saying how straight hair is a hair type. Straight hair isn't white culture, so we cannot culture appropriate white hair because it's a hair type. It's literally a hair type. When it comes to controversial topics about black people and white people, one thing that I've noticed that the white people do is that they use things that are not the same and try to compare it as if they are the same. For example, under somebody else's post, just a quick pause, come back to the story time in a minute. Under somebody else's post that I saw recently, there's this meme going around. I'm sure you lot have already seen it probably. There was this meme and it was basically saying, after quarantine, if you see me dancing to unce music with an oyinbo, don't come for me. That's basically what the meme said. This specific, I'm gonna call him a man because he acts like a man, he's dumb. This specific male decided to say, oh, but if I said after quarantine, if you see me dancing to gang music with darkies, I would be called racist. It doesn't match. The meme isn't racist. What you said is racist. You're linking gang music to black people and you're calling us darkies. It's not the same at all. So they tend to do this thing where they match things that do not compare and compare it. And so after she saw what I had commented about how it's literally just a hair type, you can't cultural appropriate a hair type, she said straight hair is a stereotype associated with Western people, the keyword stereotype. What startled me that she called it a stereotype but still thought it would be okay to call it cultural appropriation if I was to now straighten my hair, which doesn't make sense. Literally, honestly, every time I have an argument or debate with these people, they never ever say things that make sense. You're literally arguing about how it would be cultural appropriation, but then you call it a stereotype. So I saw that and my response was basically, okay, I have to dumb this down for this girl and explain to her why it really isn't cultural appropriation. And I was basically saying, straight hair is literally a gene. Anybody can get it, anyone can have it. There are literally, I'm sure there are black people around born with straight hair, it's their gene, right? There is no culture behind straight hair. In fact, Asians have straight hair, right? So you can't call it cultural appropriation if I was to straighten my hair. Same way, you couldn't call it cultural appropriation if a Caucasian girl curled their hair because she's just curling her hair. Curly hair is a hair type, you know? There's a difference between the culture behind the braids for black culture and straight hair. There's a huge difference between it. I remember reading something about how back in slavery, the women would keh-me their hair as a map. It would be a map of the plantation. Plantation? Is that the... I think I'm using the right word. If I'm not, correct me because whatever. But basically they would have a map and it would help them to escape. That in itself, it means so much. Like, you know, there's so much ancient history behind it. You can't compare the fact that a specific group of people have straight hair to the culture behind the braids. And it's not exactly the hair that holds the culture, but it's what's done to the hair that holds culture. What people weren't understanding in the comments was that there's more to just the finishing ending product of the braids. It's more about why it was done, the past, it's past, everything. There's just so much stuff and I don't really need to get into it, but basically that was the time where I felt as though I needed to defend and protect. It's not the only time that I've had to go in some Instagram comments. I've been in a lot of mess. I don't know if any of you guys have seen my name under any comments, but I've been in a lot. I've just been seeing some weird stuff recently. I don't know, maybe quarantine is just getting to people, but if you're Caucasian and you're watching my channel right now, don't take any offense. I hope you actually agree with me and understand where I'm coming from, in fact, because if anything, that's what we need. We don't need division. There's no need. But that is the end of that story time, and we're now going to move on to outfit 2. So this story is specifically going to be about a time something shocking happened to me. And this story time is inspired by the yellow slippers that I wore in this outfit, mainly because they stand out and it's a bit shocking. It doesn't go with the whole outfit, but it kind of does. It just is a statement piece. So I decided to do a story time about how something shocking happened to me. So this story time is set back in the end of year 10. It was around summertime and we had basically just come back from, well, not just come back, but we had basically been debating the whole day at the Houses of Parliament, and it was around 9 o'clock when we finished because we did win. So we had to go on to the finals. We had to do our final debate at City Hall. So I believe we came out and we were up in like Westminster. So I believe we finished around 9. I think that was the time, somewhere around that time. If it wasn't 9, it was like 8:30 or something, somewhere around those times. So it was already pretty late. It wasn't too dark already because it was summer. Around 8:30, that it was just like blue. I had told my friend to charge my phone because my phone was on around 20% when I had gone into the debate. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna need you to just stay here and charge my phone for a little bit and come back, because I live in Kent and we was in Westminster and I needed my phone to be charged because I'm traveling a long way. Unfortunately, the worst case scenario happened and my phone didn't get charged. So I came out of the debate and I was like, oh, where's my phone? Where's my phone? And I received my phone, but I received my phone on a low percentage and it was around 15%. And I was like, cool. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to manage this battery, whatever. Got to like Catford around 10. I made my way to Bromley South Station. I know I could have gone to Kent much easier through like the links around Westminster. I could have gone quicker, but I was new to traveling like this. I was like, let me just go the way that I know. So I traveled all the way to Catford from Westminster, from London Central, all the way to Catford and then all the way to Bromley, and it took about 30 minutes from Catford to Bromley, about 30 minutes. So I got to Bromley around 10:30 p.m. and the next day was school. It was like a Thursday on this day. So it was about 10:30 and around this time my phone had gotten to 10%. So I texted my mum. I checked the time that I would get to my stop and I texted my mum and I said, my phone is low, so in case that my phone dies, be at the train station to pick me up at 11:06, because that was the time that I was supposed to reach my destination and get off the damn train. I got to the train station safely, sound, nothing happened. I got to the train station, I got on my train, and I had nobody to talk to. Everybody was asleep and I didn't want to use my phone for music, nothing. I didn't want to do anything with my phone, so I just sat there on the train, and it was about a 30 minute ride. So I was thinking, cool, let me just sit there looking at other people having fun. Somehow, some way, I fell asleep. But I don't blame myself. I was tired. I was debating from like 12 p.m. all the way up until 8. It was like I was tired. Winning costs energy. I fell asleep on the train and I missed my stop. And my mum was calling my phone down, calling me. And I woke up to her phone call. I actually woke up to her phone call and I looked down at my lap and I saw my phone. I didn't even put my phone on, what's the name? What's the word? Ringer. Is that? Basically my phone was on vibration. my phone was on vibration, so when she was calling me, I didn't hear nothing. I just felt something. But obviously when you're in that type of sleep, you don't feel nothing. So I didn't feel anything, and nobody even woke me up. I'm actually really sad that nobody tapped me to say, hey, just wake up, just in case you miss your stop. Nobody did that, gosh. So I woke up to my mum's phone call, and I picked up the phone, and she was like, I've been calling you for ages, what are you doing? Don't tell me you fell asleep as well, because my brother had fallen asleep on the train the day before, and she had to go save his ass. She was basically just wishing that she didn't have to do that for me also. So I was like, nah, don't worry, I didn't fall asleep, I'm soon there. Whilst I'm on the phone, I'm like, nah, serious, no, I think I missed my stop. Okay, I looked at the board that says like, it's not really a board, but it basically says when you're at the next stop. So I was looking at that, and I saw we will shortly be arriving at Tenham. I was like, Tenham, cool, not my stop, but let's just pray that it's before my stop. And so I was looking, and it was scrolling through all the stops that it had left to go to, and my stop wasn't there. So I was like, cool, let's just hope that this stop that I'm about to get off at, Tenham, is only like 2 stops away from my stop. So I get off the train, I hang up. Actually, I didn't hang up from my mum. I got off the train, and I started to panic on the phone, because that was when it had fully clicked into my brain that I had missed my stop, and I didn't know how much by. I didn't know how far away I was from home, and it was dark. I was actually at Tenham at 11:30, so I was sleeping for at least an hour on that train, because I'm sure that I got on the train at 10:30 or around that time. So I was sleeping for long. So my mum was like, find somebody, talk to someone. I was looking around, there was nobody there. I didn't expect anyone to be there. It's 11:30, but okay. Usually there's this thing, and you can click it at train stations. You can click it, and it's basically, you can talk to the people through it. It's basically like a help point. So I found one, and I clicked it, but nothing happened. So I was like, cool, so nobody is here. It is just me, myself, and me, and I. My phone was on 7%. My phone was on 7%. I was like, my phone is low. What am I gonna do? She was like, cool. My mum, she was like, cool, just call the police. First of all, before I call any type of police, let me find a way to like get to the next platform and catch the next train so I can go back, you know? Because at this time I was hoping that I was only like 2 stops away from my stop, so that I was just thinking that maybe I'm just like 15 minutes away, so I can just get on the next train and get back. I couldn't find like any stairs or anything to go through to go to the next platform. So I was like, how do people that come to this train station get to the next platform? And then there was this girl and boy. I saw them in the distance, and they were crossing the platforms. Like they were crossing, it looked as though they were on the train track. And I was like, okay. So for this specific train station, you just walk on the road, the train tracks, you just walk on them. It doesn't matter if you get electrocuted. That's literally what I thought. It doesn't matter, you can just go on them. It must be safe, and you can just cross. So that was like literally how out of my mind I was. I literally thought that you could actually go on the train tracks to get to the next platform. So here's me, okay, cool, you're gonna do this, you're gonna go on the train tracks, it's safe, you just saw them doing it. Here's me like rallying myself up to actually step on the train tracks. And I got closer, I was close to the edge, and I was like, okay, go. And I just bursted out in tears, and I was crying. I was like, no, I don't know what to do, this can't be the way. But I was like, nah, it should be the way, because I just saw them do it, so now I have to do it to get to the next platform. So I walk again back to the edge, and I try, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. That was probably God holding me back, because later on, when I actually got saved by my mum, later on I noticed that basically, you know those train stations where that thing comes up but you can still drive and cross the road? That's basically what they were walking on, but I just thought that it was the train tracks that they were walking on, because it was dark and that's what it looked like. But thank God I didn't go on, because oh my gosh. So when I noticed, okay, cool, I can't do this, I need to call the police. When I noticed I couldn't do it, I was like, call the police. So I called them, and my phone was on about 5%. I called them, and I gave them all the details they needed. I told them I'm stranded, because my phone is about to die. I don't know how to get to the next platform, and I'm basically not at home. And then they went to go call my mum. Now, whilst they're calling my mum, even though she already knows what's going on, whilst they're calling my mum, I was like, I need to research how far away this place is from my house. So I researched it and it said 34 minutes. I was like, cool, 34 minutes, not that bad, but bad. Yeah, bad. At this time, it's approaching 12. It's approaching 12 at this time. And then my mum calls me. My phone is on 5%. My mum calls me and she's like, yes, the police called me. They're basically saying that I have to come to pick you up. There's nothing they can do about it. I just have to come to pick you up. I was like, okay, cool. So she drives back home and she goes to wake up my little sister because she doesn't want to drive on the motorway in the dark by herself. So she goes to wake up my little sister and tells her, get in a car, you're coming for me, we need to save keh-me. Meanwhile, I don't even know what's going on. Well, I do know that they're coming to me, but I don't know fully what's going on because my mum actually literally said, don't worry, we're coming. The police told me we had to come. And that's all I got. 10 minutes later, I'm like, I called them again. And then I'm like, what's going on? They're like, stop calling, your phone's gonna die, we're coming, don't worry. Cool. And I'm thinking, okay, I waited 10 minutes, so they should be coming in 20 minutes now. And then my phone was on 2%. My phone was on 2%, and I decided that I should call them again. But then when I did that, my phone died. So I was like, it's official. I'm officially alone. Because you know, when my phone was on, I felt as though somebody was there. I don't know, it just felt as though I had someone. But when the phone died, I felt literally alone. Literally nobody, apart from the two people that I saw walk on the train track at the beginning of the story, nobody was there throughout the duration that I was at this train station. I have a fear when it comes to darkness and being outside. The two main things that I fear the most is an old drunk man or a fox. Those are the two main things that I'm like alert about when it comes to being in the dark. And there was this big bush. There was like this big bush right here, and then there were seats right there. I was like, there's no way I'm sitting on that chair, because for all I know, an old man could come and grab me, put me in the bush and do whatever, God forbid, or a fox could come running through and bite my leg, God forbid again. So I was like, there's no way I'm sitting down. I need to be on guard. I need to know what's going on. I needed to flip him wee. I was like, you need to sit down, otherwise you're gonna be on yourself. I was like, there's no way. So all I was like, okay, you know what, just pace up and down this platform, because I am not sitting down whatsoever. Imagine, like, seriously, if I sit down. So I'm pacing the platform up and down, and the wee's just getting even more vicious. As I'm walking, it's getting worse, and it's just like, the wee needs to come out, the wee needs to go. So I was like, cool, you know what, let me just sit, because there was actually a lamppost. Is that what you call them? Lamppost? I think, yeah, a lamp post. Yeah, the ones that bring out light, those things. It was on top of the seat, so I was like, okay, let me sit here because there's light. And I was like, okay, to give myself like distraction, let me read. So I decided to bring out my book from my school bag, and I was reading. It was going fine. The wee calmed down a bit because my mind was off of it. I read about 3 pages, and then I wanted to get up. So I got up. I was like, where is the flipping way out? I need to find a way out. I can't be sitting here anymore. I am scared. I forgot to mention, when I got off the train, some other people got off the train with me. It was a man and some other people. I specifically remember this man. And he was walking towards the way out. As he was walking, he walked to this bush and then he turned the corner. It was a bush. The way out was a bush. He walked to it and turned the corner and left. So I had a rough idea where the way out was, but I was not in my right mind, so I was a bit sketchy about the bush because, you know, I'm scared. But at this time, it's at least 12:30, and I'm just like, where is my mother? Where is my mother? It's taking too long. I don't know. Did she get lost? I don't know. I'm confused. But I needed to wee. So I decided, let me go to the bush that's supposed to be the way out and wee. But it was scary because, remember I said I'm scared of an old drunk man? when it comes to the darkness. Imagine taking off, like revealing your vagina in a bush and an old drunk man walks past you. You know, like, that's ultimate vulnerability. And I was just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but let me just, I don't know. But the wee needed to come out. The reading wasn't doing anything anymore, and the sitting down wasn't doing much either. The wee needed to come out. So I was like, cool, let me go in this bush. And I went in, I quickly did everything was fast. I kid you not, I took at least 1 minute to take everything off, wee, and put it all back. And I had tissue from McDonald's in my bag. I got that tissue, everything was 1 minute. And I weed, then I ran. After I finished weeing, I ran straight to my bag, because I was scared that somebody was gonna come and pick that bag up. And I was like, once you do that, then I really am in jeopardy, because all my stuff is gone. Everything that can keep me company, that will distract me, is gone. So after I did that, I ran away from the imaginary old man and I ran to my bag. And I was like, cool. So now you've been to that bush, you should be able to go for it, because you literally just went to wee there. So you know that nothing's there. So you can go to it and see where the way out is. So I packed up my stuff. I don't actually know the time specifically here, because my phone was dead, but I'm assuming it was coming to 1 a.m. Pack up my stuff, and then I head towards the bush. And I went through and I ran as I did it. And then as I came out, it was this whole village. It wasn't a village, but it looked as if like it was a village. Like, when I came out, the side that I came out, there was no pavement. There was no pavement, so I was legit on the road as I came out. This is interesting. I didn't think this, but this is cool. I can see houses, I can see people. People must be in these houses, because there were some lights on, but most lights were off, because it was coming to 1. It was around 12-ish. It was late, basically. So I was like, let me go to the homes that have their lights on, knock the door, because I needed to call my mum to know where she was. Like, I didn't know where my mother was. So I approached this house. It was the nearest one with the lights on. I ring the doorbell once. No answer. I ring the doorbell twice. No answer. I knock the door. No answer. The lights are on. The lights are on. The downstairs lights are on. The upstairs the lights are on. Somebody's in here. But no answer. I ring the doorbell again. No answer. At this point, I was like, okay, cool. I'm not gonna get help. I'm not gonna get help from this house. Let me move on. So I decided to move on to another home that had light. And so as I was walking up through this neighborhood, this countryside neighborhood, whatever, I hear beep, beep. I turn around. Actually, that's a lie. I hear my mum's car. You know, I don't know if it's just me, but everyone's car, I'm sure everyone's car has a specific sound. Like, you know when that car is coming and you know whose car it is. It's almost like when you're in your house, you know who's walking up the stairs, because everyone's feet sounds different. Do you know what I mean? So I heard the car and I turned. I was like, Mum? And then I hear the beep beep, and then it was them, because they beeped at me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have been saved. And the minute I came in, I started to burst out in tears. Like, that was so traumatic for me. It was so traumatic. It might sound like babyish, childish, whatever, but I was traumatized. I was traumatized. It was a quick way to make a good day bad. I had literally just debated at the Houses of Parliament and won, and then I was stranded 34 minutes away from home in the dark at 12 a.m. Like, what are the odds that that happens on the same day? But that is the end of that story time, a time something shocking happened to me. So now we're moving on to the final and third outfit. This is the third outfit. Now, this story time is inspired by the mood that this outfit brings off. I would say the mood is more inspired by the colours. Everything in this outfit is black, apart from the little white that you get from the Converses. But everything in this outfit is basically black. And so black links to darkness. So I decided, let's do a story time about the time that me, did something dark. I struggled to think about something I've done that's dark, that's interesting, but then I realized, you was a hacker. Around the time that everybody was obsessed with MSP, Movie Star Planet, I used to hack. I used to hack accounts on Movie Star Planet. This was around, let's say I started to go on Movie Star Planet around like year 5, and then I stopped going on Movie Star Planet in year 7. So from year 5 to year 7, I was hacking accounts on MSP. It basically started off with this account that I had made. I'll say the name if you guys want to add me on Movie Star Planet. The name is Gigglebox with 2 X's. I made that account and I always wanted VIP, and I always asked my mom, can you buy me VIP? And she'll be like, no, why would I waste my money on that? That is rubbish. Why would I spend money on something that's on a game? Like, no. I needed to find a way to get VIP on this account. And basically VIP, it just made you elite in Movie Star Planet. You got more money, you could buy all the nice exclusive things, and you could make more friends because you had more money, and you could just do more things. And I like to go on Movie Star Planet to dress up. I didn't really play the games, I didn't really do much. I just really liked to dress up, the clothes. That was I just gravitated towards that, just dressing up. So I decided, let me ask people on this account, the friends that I had, let me ask them to buy me Movie Star Planet. And then VIP. And then I found someone that was willing to spend their own money on me and give me VIP. At first I was like, this is weird. You want to log into my account and give me VIP? At first I thought this was just a trick to hack my account, because people used to say I'll give you VIP but then really just change your password and take your account from you. But for some reason I trusted her. So she went in my account and she came off, and then I came back on and I had 1 month VIP. I was like, wow, this is a friend. And she gave me VIP again after that. Cool, I got VIP. So I got VIP on this account, and then I started to get rares, like rare items that were on Movie Star Planet when it first started. You can't buy them in the shop, but somehow you can get them. I started to collect rare items. And then I made a friend on Movie Star Planet, and it was this account, and I really just adored the account. It was on a high level, it had 1 year VIP, and it had just so much clothes, and I was like, this account is pretty, I want it. So I decided, let me type in the account username and let me guess the password. So I was typing away, I was guessing the password, blah blah. In my mind, I'm like, doesn't even matter if I don't get this account because I have rares and I have a month VIP anyway, so I should be fine. It wasn't working. I just couldn't put my finger on what this person could have put their password to be. This just sounds so weird. How could I be guessing people's passwords to get in their account and steal it? What the hell? 1 month VIP was coming to an end, and I was like, I need another account that can give me VIP. And then this was around the time that I then asked the girl to give me another month VIP, and she did. And then I got another month. And so I was satisfied with my Gigglebox account for a while. And then it came to an end. Me and the girl was no longer friends. She no longer went on Movie Star Planet, she stopped going on it. So I was like, okay, I need an account that has VIP because I just wanted to dress up my doll. I wanted an account that could gift my account things and buy my account things that were on its wish list. So I decided I'm gonna figure out a way to get the account that I mentioned before that I couldn't guess the password. And on this miraculous day, I had a revelation and I got the password correct. I think the password was literally VIP 123. Like, it was literally that. That's what I think. So I got in and I was like, wow. But this specific account was protected by an email. And then I was like, oh, so I can change the password, but she can literally just get it back because it has her email in it. So I had the account for a while, and for a while she didn't actually come on the account, like, as in nobody was on the account. She had abandoned the account, and that was also one of the main reasons why I wanted the account too, because I was like, somebody is literally just letting 1 year VIP, a lot of money and clothes go to waste. And so I was living a life. I was buying clothes, I was gifting my own account. I started to go on this account more. I even made some videos on my old YouTube channel that I used to have time ago. I made some videos about it. I made a best friend on this account, everything. And then one day, I would say about 3 months later, the owner of the account logs back in. I was like, oh hell no. And this is when I decided, you know what? I'm gonna figure out the password to her email. And by the way, also around this time I had built up my rares on this account as well. There was a lot of good exclusive rares on this account, so I wanted this account back because it had my rares on it and it had all the money I needed and all the clothes that I like wanted to use to dress up and make outfits with. So I decided, let me try to get into her email. Her email flopped. I couldn't get into her email. I don't know why I thought I could, but I couldn't get into her email. But somehow, somewhere, I re-guessed the account password, and the account password was actually lol123. That's what it was. So I re-logged in, changed the password again, and she didn't come back. She didn't come back for the account. Then I met this specific boy. We're gonna call this boy Nelson. We're gonna call this boy Nelson. It's far from his name, it has nothing to do with his name, but we're gonna call him Nelson. He was my good friend. Back in the day in Movie Star Planet, if he was like a Movie Star Planet head like I was, people would make Skype accounts for the Movie Star Planet, so you could connect with the people that you had made friends with on Movie Star Planet, and you could take it to Skype and actually have video calls with them. That's what we used to do. Well, I used to do, not you guys. I did. I made this friend. His name is Nelson, and we became friends because I had good rares and he had good rares, and he was like, cool, we should merge accounts. So I was like, okay, cool, what accounts do you have? And he had VIP on like 10 different accounts. I was like, he even had VIP on girl accounts, and he was a boy. I was like, you was wasting money. You was wasting money, boy. But he was a target for me. I was like, I need his rares and I need his accounts. So I decided to make friends with him, and we basically made friends and was trying to merge accounts. And one day I was tricked into giving him this specific ultra rare. I didn't know how ultra it was. I just somehow, some way I got it, and I was tricked into giving it to him. And I was like, when I found out how ultra it was and how rare it was, I decided that I needed to get into his girl account and get it. So we became friends. I've said we've become friends like 15 times now, oh my gosh. So we started to talk more on Skype. At one point even, it was like late at night. I had school the next day and I'll be up at like 2 a.m. talking to this boy. And we would have actual Skype like video calls. I didn't show my face. I couldn't even show my face if I wanted to because I had no webcam on my computer, but I was there up and we were just talking. And one day I hatched a plan. He let me go on his account. I said I needed to go on his account for something because remember I said we were merging accounts. So he let me go on his account, and then I figured out what one of his passwords was. So I was like, okay, cool. This is not the account that has the rare that I need, but this is the account that I'm gonna use to figure out what his password for the account that I need is, if that makes sense. And then I figured it out, and I got into this account and I gifted myself all the rares. I gifted myself everything that was on my wish list, and then I took over the account. And he came back the next day and he was like, why did you do that? I'm gonna have to call the police on you. You even hacked into my email, because for some reason I actually did manage to hack this guy's email. It wasn't the first time I had hacked into someone's email, but I managed to do it on him. He was like the ultimate target because he was hard. He did the hacking stuff too. So it was hard for me to hack a hacker, but I hacked him. I hacked their emails only to change the email on the account. So after I hacked their emails, I gave the emails right back because I didn't need it and I didn't want anyone to call the police on me, because this boy was literally talking about how he can call the police, and he sent me this report. He had filed a report about me. I was like, you don't know where I live. You don't know what I look like. And you cannot tell the police, yeah, I need you to arrest this girl because she literally just hacked my account and my email. I mean, I don't know, maybe the email you can get in trouble for. But it's done now, so whoops. Maybe I'm just exposing myself. I had hacked it. I got the account, I got the rares, I got everything. I literally had all I needed on Movie Star Planet. I had hacked so many accounts and so many emails. I would say I hacked about 4 emails to change the email on the account, so the account specifically became mine. I was dark. Like, who stays up doing that? I was a geek, I was a nerd. But basically that was the time I had done something dark. Personally, I think it's dark to be hacking people that you don't know his emails, but that's what I was doing in year 6. on Movie Star Planet, all in the name of clothes and money. So that is the end of this video, guys. I hope you liked this video. I tried to do something different. Let me know more things that you'd like to see in the future. Let me know what you think about any of the story times that I've told today. Don't forget to follow my social medias. Everything's linked down in the description box below. If there's anything that you want to know about with any of the outfits I've showed you guys today, feel free to contact me with my social medias and I can let you know about where I got them, or just comment it down in the comment section down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.